Greetings and welcome to Project Zomboid. This is a game, let's see, Indie Stone started development on it back in 2011. It was placed on Steam for early access in 2014. I got into a beta for the game about 8 months before it became available on Steam. But it's a zombie survival game. Has a lot of nice features to it. It's got a very active modding community. I used to use quite a few mods. As a matter of fact, a lot of the things in the game now, modders implemented before the developers got around to it, like metallurgy and stuff like that. And I really like the mods where they make everything have a use. There's no actual junk items in the game through some of the mods. Like jewelry, silverware, all of that could be melted down. You could even tear apart shoes to get leather to make other clothing. I'm not sure how many features have been added. I'm just going to be playing the I will back up my save version that they currently have, because the game is still undergoing some updates, and this is one of their biggest ones. They've been working on animations and implementing a couple of things like vehicles. It's been a while since I played, because all of my old saves were game version 82, and the current game version, I've been running some tests to refamiliarize myself with the game and tweak my settings. The current game version is 170, so that tells you it's been a span of a few years since I played last. I got a little annoyed at some of the bugs and was waiting until they got around to fixing them. And I just got sidetracked and started doing other things, but I've suddenly been in the mood to play Zomboid again. So I'm going to start up a game here. And if y'all are interested in seeing me play more, please let me know in the comments, because if it doesn't appear that anybody's watching the videos, or I'm not getting any feedback, I will probably just won't upload any more of the Project Zomboid videos. This won't interfere with my Phasmophobia uploads at all. I'm going to keep uploading that until people get completely tired of it as well. But yeah, just if you enjoy watching me play, please let me know. But yeah, let's get in here and I'll explain some of this as we go. I play Sandbox. I just have more enjoyment playing with my settings over the default gameplay. When I originally started, Muldraw was the only city in the game. And then they've added all of these others. Now it's all just one giant map. You can actually travel all the way from Muldraw to West Point, or even Rosewood or Riverside. This just affects where you start. But we're going to start in good old Muldraw. Now I don't remember the map by heart. I still do remember quite a bit of it. I think that's the trailer park right there. The tutorial house is along this road here, I believe. And there's a road that goes out to the northeast that goes by, it becomes a country road surrounded by trees, goes by a bunch of two-story country homes. And then on the north side, after it starts turning east, there's this huge fenced-in area with this real crappy house in the middle of it. But that used to be the go-to survival home because the fence was indestructible to zombies. So that just meant there was only one area you had to fortify to keep zombies out of your area. But one of the things that did annoy me back then is if you leave an area and come back, the way it does is, rather than keep the zombies loaded in the cell all the time, it pulls them out of the cell and just remembers how many zombies were there, not their exact positions. And then when you come back to that cell, it just takes the number of zombies that are supposed to be there and puts them out into any outdoor area, basically. So they won't appear in your safe house, but in an area like that where you have a fenced-in outdoor area, it didn't recognize fences as boundaries. So it could still throw some of those zombies into the fenced-in area you had secured around your base there. But like I said, that house is pretty crappy anyway. I'm not a big fan of it because it's such a small house. You really have to get your carpentry up high and start expanding it. And two-story houses tend to be better because you can use sheet ropes. But let's do a little bit here of this reading. Muldraugh. It's a small town in an area the locals know as Knox County, the dead center of the state of Kentucky. It grew as an army town, but now welcomes folks from all walks of life. Some commuters to the bigger towns nearby, some military families, and some living below the poverty line. It's a small place filled with good people, not to mention Spiffos, finest chicken and biscuits this side of Kentucky. Sure, not much happens here, but that doesn't mean Muldraw's life is dull. Now, before I get into my custom sandbox options, I do want to do a little bit of a rant here. Now, this has always bugged me that they call the zombies they're using in the game proper zombies. Now, partially this was put in as a tongue-in-cheek joke because that abbreviates to PZ, which is also what Project Zomboid abbreviates to. But it was also, it had to do with the discussion in the forums with people recommending changes to the zombies, and they said, no, these are the proper zombies. And then they put that in with their settings. And that's always come across as a little bit pretentious and condescending to me. And arrogant. Because to say the zombie type you're using is the proper way zombies should be done, zombie mythology has been around for quite a long time. And the zombies they're using, you know, they bite you, they transfer an infection that turns you into a zombie, that's fairly recent. I mean, that's not even a century old, that concept. I call these scientific zombies because this is what's been popularized by most more recent media. People want more scientific, but the actual term zombie is derived from Haitian, and it had to do with Bakors using voodoo magic to reanimate the dead. And in real life, what they used was just chemical-induced things that made people think they were dead, buried them, and then when they would come back out, they would be kind of brainwashed into thinking that they had died and were now under the control of the Bakor. But still, most of the zombie mythology I am familiar with had more supernatural origins than scientific. And it's always bugged me that they called their zombies the proper zombie. Now, if they'd said proper PZ zombie or proper zomboids, I'd have had no problem with it. But they're turning around saying, no, this is the way zombies are supposed to be. And that's always bugged me. But enough of my rant. I'll get onto my settings. I have my presets saved. I use an insane zombie count. And we'll go into more detail as these things become a little more relevant. I've doubled the day length. Now that doesn't allow me to get more done in a day. Basically, if something takes 90 game minutes to do, it still takes 90 game minutes to do. It's just instead of a day and night cycle only lasting an hour, they last 2 hours. So it basically slows the pace of the game. And I like slower paced games. Now, despite my rant about the proper zombie bit, I don't have an issue really with scientific zombies. And because of that, I do have a little tongue-in-cheek stuff here. My starting date is April 8th, which is 28 days after the CDC declared COVID-19 a global pandemic, because they did that on March 11th. So I like the 28 days reference. On the world settings, the default settings, the water and electricity could be shut off on the very first day. And I figured with automation, plus the settings I use makes it a little difficult to get established. Most of the things like the water treatment plant and electricity, assuming it's nuclear and not coal, could last for a while just off of the automation until something breaks down and some computer alarm decides, hey, let's shut this off. So I figured the water would run for a minimum of 2 months and the electricity for a minimum of 6. I reduced the frequency of house alarms because in my experience they're not as common as a lot of people think. I did not change any of the nature settings. I was fine with all of them. I increased the frequency of the helicopter event. I think default it only happens once. But this helps with zombie migration from cell to cell and moving the zombies to different points. And I like that because of some other changes I did. Now in the meta, the default on this was about 9 days, 216 hours, before a corpse of a zombie or a corpse of anything was just deleted from the world and you didn't have to worry about it anymore. Well, I extended that time to 1 year. Because 9 days, it's not that easy to avoid an area for 9 days and all of the zombie corpses you killed to go away. But I want that to be a little bit more dangerous disease-wise. So now, since the corpses will remain in the world for at least a year, that gives you more incentive to move corpses to a central area and dispose of them with by burning or whatever. Loot rarity, everything defaulted to rare. I increased the frequency of fresh food and of the other items, which are primarily junk items. Some of the mods made them more useful. But I did the other mainly because I got tired of so many empty cupboards and cabinets and things. I wanted a little more feeling of lived in the world. And for the fresh food, it helps get a little bit of a start, but since the fresh food eventually rots, it does not provide decent food to last you very long. But it does give you a little bit of a start at the beginning of the game. Character-wise, I'm using the default settings. I did play around with weapon multi-hit, but disappointingly, it wasn't just like the big two-handed weapons. It affected quite a few one-handed weapons. And it made combat just a little too easy when you could take a one-handed weapon and hit like 2 or 3 zombies per swing. I wouldn't have had a problem if it was restricted purely to the two-handers. Now, I could mod the different weapons and make sure multi-hit doesn't affect them, but it's a lot of work for me, and I'd just rather shut it off and be more careful. Despite how many tests I have done familiarizing myself, checking my settings and stuff like that, I still have not had a chance to test out the new vehicles. So I'm not messing with these settings until I'm familiar enough with them to think something needs to be changed. Now on to my zombies, which I'm not going to call proper zombies. They're just my preferred type of zombie. I'm kind of old school horror. H.P. Lovecraft is one of my favorite writers, so a lot of the Cthulhu type mythos. So I like the idea of supernatural based zombies. And most of the ones from like horror movies and fantasy RPGs are what I base this on. Now, they're slower than the PZ zombies. For this part right here, this has nothing to do with the type of zombie, but more specific to game mechanics. Basically, I made everyone's infected not because it is a virus going around turning people into zombies, because no matter how a person dies, I want them to reanimate as a zombie. The lore I'm going with is there's basically a bunch of angry ghosts that inhabit the body of the dead. So if they find a dead husk they can animate, they do. When one's been destroyed sufficiently, such as being put down as a zombie, they don't get back up. It can't reanimate it. There's not enough structure left for it to do that. But this means that even if you shoot somebody, or they die from disease, or they fall to their death, they're going to get back up as a zombie. And I have the infection mortality as never, because everybody's infected setting, you already have the infection in you, and if you get bit, scratched, or if you get hurt by a zombie, it triggers the infection, and it would normally kill you in like 2 to 3 days. And I don't want that to happen. I want death to come through wounds normally. And the primary reason for this is 80% of the injuries you're going to have are going to be from zombies. And in the default game, a bite had a 100% chance to infect you, a laceration 25, and a scratch 7. And that meant if you had bad luck with the random number generator, Even something as simple as the first scratch you get from zombies, well, your character's going to die in 2 to 3 days and you have to start all over. That meant first aid skill was just about absolutely useless in solo player. Because, like I said, 80% of the wounds you're going to get are from zombies. The other sources of wounds would be NPCs or other players could shoot you, stab you, injure you that way, poison you. But NPCs were so rare in solo player, in my experience, and they usually got overwhelmed by zombies, that you never really had to worry about that. Multiplayer first aid probably has more value. But the other form of injuries is cutting yourself on broken glass, or taking fall damage, or eating something rotten or poisonous and getting diseased. But most decent survivors aren't going to cut themselves on glass or take fall damage, because they're going to be planning ahead well enough that it is going to be an extremely rare circumstance that they have to jump through a window with broken glass in it, or they have to jump from a high area to get away from zombies. They generally will plan their escape routes and not get themselves in that situation. I left the default reanimation time. It's just a few minutes. I thought about increasing it, but I figured a few minutes is fine. I have their memory as short and their senses as poor because the bodies are dead and their sensory organs and brains are decomposing. So they're basically have just become mindless killing machines, just about like sharks. All they do is they run around and kill things. But their senses and stuff aren't that great. And I did enable that zombies trigger house alarms, because most house alarms aren't thermographic in nature, so they don't care if you're alive or dead. Some house alarms could even be triggered by throwing a brick through a window or a rock. So it did not make sense to me that a zombie could break down a door or bust through a window, go inside, and it wouldn't trigger a house alarm. But if I followed them, all of a sudden the house alarm went off. Because most house alarms are either motion sensor based, or the fact that a circuit has been broken, such as a door being open or a window being opened or breached in some way, to set it off. And it doesn't matter whether it's a person or a zombie that does that, so I have them setting off the alarms. Now on to my advanced zombie options. This is where that insane population comes in. I have 4 times the number of zombies that are in the default game. Now the game only starts with double and builds up to 4. Basically, the area you start in will have twice as many zombies as there are in the default game. And then after 196 days, the other areas will start to spawn more to build up to the 4 times limit. Now that 196 days is another reference. That's 28 weeks. Now, I have changed the respawn time to be 3 months. So basically, every 3 months, it will respawn zombies. And you have to have not been in an area for 3 months for it to be eligible for that. So if you stay in your main area, the only way zombies are going to come back there are from migrating from nearby areas. And that's why I increased the frequency of the helicopter event to help with the migration. The other reason was the rally group size, which I'll cover after the respawn multiplier. Okay, the respawn multiplier is how many every time it respawns it adds. Well, it adds about 1/8 of the population cap when it respawns. And that would mean it'd add half as many zombies as would be in the default game every time it respawns, basically every 3 months. So for it to get from 2 to 4 would take about a year to get all of that built up. Now the rally group size, zombies, I don't see them as herd animals. They're not gregarious. The only reason multiple zombies get into an area is they are drawn by the same reason. Either they see something, hear something, or smell something. So like sounds and things will still drag them into large groups, but then they don't form an artificial group that every time it moves as a unit. It just, sounds and stuff will draw them into an area, and then they'll meander around and can possibly end up going separate directions and break up the group rather than sticking together as a huge herd moving around the map. Alright, so those are my settings. Now you get to select your occupation and traits. Now none of these occupations fit me. I'm a truck driver, and none of these are trucker. The security guard has a night owl trait that it has. It lets you stay extra alert even when sleeping. It's really nice, and it fits for a light sleeper, but I'm not a security guard, I'm not light-footed, and I'm not very skilled at sprinting. I'm not a runner. I'm a slow-paced person, so I just stuck with unemployed, because you can't buy night owl here. You have to be a security guard to get it. And made my own little preset traits, because I like to make myself in a lot of these type of games. Now I'm out of shape, so I start with less fitness than normal. Instead of starting with 5, I start with only 3, and I have low endurance, and my endurance comes back slower. Now this trait can be removed. This is the only negative trait I have that can go away. If I build up my fitness, I get back in shape. But it takes a long time to build up fitness. You basically have to do melee attacks and jog or sprint around while you're not exhausted to improve your fitness, and it takes a lot of experience to do that. Now the other 2 negative traits I have are restless sleeper, slow loss of tiredness while sleeping, so it takes longer to sleep, and there's 2 reasons for that. One is I toss and turn a lot at night, and primarily I believe that's stress, but in a post-apocalyptic setting where you're struggling to survive, that stress would still be quite prevalent. And the other reason is game mechanic wise. For the most part, unless you wait until you're really sleepy, it's really hard to get 8 hours of sleep, and you generally don't get tired enough during a day to do more than take short naps. So the restless sleeper extends my sleep time and allows me to sleep through periods that I want to pass, like storms or real dark nights, more frequently. And I'm a smoker. That gives me constant stress and unhappiness when I'm not smoking. Now, I used to have a mod that allowed you to grow tobacco. I don't know if they've added in the ability to grow tobacco into the default game. If they have not, that means the cigarettes on the map will be finite. Stuff does not respawn. So that means after a certain point, that's going to become a serious issue since you can't really stop smoking in the apocalypse. You can't kick the habit. It'll always be there with you. Alright, so I have better vision at night, and I'm a fast reader. I'm also a fast learner. And I know how to cook. And I don't get sick very often, and when I do, it's usually not very severe. So I have myself as less prone to disease. Basically a strong immune system. And I also have myself as lucky. And anybody who's watched my Phasmophobia Let's Plays can see exactly where I get that, if you see how often I get such lucky breaks in games. Just stumbling across the ghost or having the ghost in a really close, easy location. And I have episodes like that in real life. In my trucking occupation, I usually get pretty good flowing traffic most places I go. While a lot of my coworkers will get stuck with all sorts of problems, I have nice, easy runs. And you might have heard me whine about my luck in some of my Phasmophobia games. That's because I'm so used to being lucky. When I'm not, it feels like I'm cursed. So there's my starting occupation and traits. And then for the customized character, I tried to get as close to me as possible. Couldn't quite do it perfectly because the only options for footwear are shoes or sneakers, and I wear boots. I dress in all black for the most part, but I tend to use button-up shirts over t-shirts, but the only button-up shirts they have are white. So I left those out, and I can't quite get my style of beard here. They don't really have the option. Mine would basically be chops with a mustache, but you can't do that. So I just went with full beard. And let's jump in here and see how it goes. And like I said, if you, I don't know how well my gameplay will interest the viewers. If you guys find particular parts dull and would like me to edit the videos to cut them out, feel free to make the comments. If you guys want to see more, let me know, because if I don't get enough feedback or enough viewers watching the stuff, there's really no point to me uploading the videos. So I'll probably do about 2 or 3, and then if I haven't seen, if it hasn't come across to me that it's worth uploading, I'm not going to be uploading more. Now I tend to focus on organizing wherever I start. No matter how crappy the location, it's going to be my central location for a while. Since the zombies take a while to respawn, I'm going to be slowly clearing zombies out around me. Now the biggest struggle in this is there's going to be a lot of zombies in the area, and it's really hard to get weapons and maintain them early on when you're not very skilled. I mean, most of the weapons I find will probably break easy because I don't have much maintenance skill, so I'm going to be doing a lot of unarmed combat, just shoving zombies down and stomping on their heads. And you can't do that if there's more than 2 zombies in the area. If there's like 3 or more, it's really difficult to handle them without a weapon. And that means I can end up getting a lot of injuries or getting exhausted quite frequently, and there will be periods where I'm basically shut down where I can't do anything because I'm trying to heal or get my breath back. And if I can't scavenge a decent amount of food, I can end up starving to death pretty early on. Oh, and despite the fact that the zombies do not transmit a zombie infection, it does not make fighting zombies any less lethal. The wounds themselves can still become infected, and even with resilient, enough wound infections can kill me. So let's jump in here and see. It looks like I'm in a 1-story house. Alright, I have jeans and shirts and a belt. Alright, let's move the jeans to the other cabinet. I like to kind of keep them organized, tops in one, bottoms in the other. I'm not going to be wearing this t-shirt, so that's the first thing we are going to rip into. Bandages, because I need a supply of bandages. Alright, nothing else in this room. I can already see I'm going to need curtains to cover up this area. Let's check my bookshelves. Oh good, I have a couple of beginner books right off the bat. That's great. And an intermediate book. Alright, let's put the entertainment stuff on the left side and the skill related stuff on the right side. And we'll actually pull out the empty paper for now. I'll put that someplace else. Oh goody, I have a pipe wrench, so I have a fairly decent weapon right off the bat. It won't last very long, but okay, we have junk in here. And I can't walk that way because of the couch. I have a couple of cabinets in my bathroom. Good. Just go ahead and turn off both of these so I'm not attracting too many zombies to my house. Alright, so the one under the sink is the bottom one. Yeah. Oh, and I got a sheet. Good. Let's grab that. And let's put these kind of sundries on the other side. And put things like bath towels and cleaning supplies under the sink. So we got more bath towels. Well, the toilet paper. Put those under the sink. Now, some of this item is going to end up being junk, and I'll probably eventually get rid of it, because I don't think toothbrush and toothpaste matters. I don't think you can brush your teeth in this. So those will probably become useless items. Alright. This will be the first place I add the sheet, because I spend a lot of time in the kitchen. Now let's organize these cabinets. Okay, that's next to the stove. That's this corner, and that's the counter above it. Currently nothing in the thing. Alright, how do I want to organize this? Let's put the canned goods on the shelf. Actually, let's move the sugar up there too. Well, let's see. The shelf only holds 10 items. So yeah, we'll just put some minor stuff up on the shelf and put a lot of our canned goods and stuff in here probably. The canned goods aren't that heavy. I could probably pack quite a few in there. The sugar isn't really that heavy either. Yeah, let's put it up on the shelf so I can use this as my junk drawer for like my paper and pens and stuff like that that I find. Now over here under the sink, yep, we want the dish towel and any cleaning supplies I find, and we're going to have all of our silverware and stuff and pots and pans in this one. Now this kettle though, I'm going to go ahead and fill with water. Even though I've got a few months, I like to keep water on hand, and put anything with water in it under the sink. And now let's check. I have a cold pack, some grapes, and some milk. Not a lot of food starting out. Don't have a washer and dryer, so I am going to have to go out looking for different supplies. I really wish I had a cooking pot, because with a cooking pot I could put it in the stove and boil water to sterilize these ripped sheets into sterilized rags for bandaging. But we're going to have to go outside and see if there are any zombies lurking around my house, and then go foraging for some more supplies. And it's foggy. That is not good. There's 3 zombies in the fog. Now when I can, I preserve my weapon endurance by just meleeing zombies. It's only when I start fighting multiples. And one great thing, if other zombies start moving toward me, as long as I'm standing on her, she can't get up. So you can still melee a couple of zombies by knocking one down and standing on it while you deal with the other. Alright, still see one in the fog over there. Nothing seems to be moving my way, so I can take the time to loot. Cigarettes. Great. Right off the bat. Now I just need a light source. Classic wristwatch. Let's wear that. And let's attach that to our right belt. Zombie's still not moving toward me. There's one over there through the trees. One down here. Let's check around my house. Go ahead, jog a little bit. Alright, I still see that one in the trees over there, but I don't see any others, so I'm going to go ahead and check my neighbor. See if I can find anything in their home. I found a dead person. Oh, this neighbor hadn't moved in yet. Alright, can't open that window. Oh, that zombie spotted me. And there's another one sitting right there. Let me get away from him. Make sure I'm not backing into one. Now Now fighting them is going to make noise and attract them. And even though they have low senses, they can still be more things to rip into bandages. And let's grab that jacket to wash. He came through the window. Still haven't found a lighter or matches. Yep, that guy's got something sticking in him. Fall down so I can stomp your head in. Boy, this guy's resilient. There we go, got him down. Now before I start stomping, make sure one's not sneaking up on me. And you gotta kind of aim for the head as best you can. Nope, he's got nothing. Oh wait, that's the chick. Well, let me grab these shoes. That's one thing, is all this stomping I'm doing is going to wear through my shoes. There's a barricade on that window, so that means there may be something good in this house. I don't see... That zombie hasn't noticed me. Let's remove the glass so you don't want to cut yourself going through windows. There's one in that door. Doors take them a while to break down. Ooh, a black digital watch. That's better than the one I've got. So let's wear that. Let's watch the window. Because now we need to make sure, something I should have done before, make sure there are not alarms set on these watches. I do not need that going off while I'm sneaking around. Plaster powder, paintbrush and a plank, barricaded door and window. I got some, let's go ahead and loot those. I got some more food. Empty room. This is where the weapon comes in. Get off of her so I can... Oh, I got bit. My back got turned by accident. Almost got bit again. On the ground. That hurt. So, let's check my injury. Oh, it's just a laceration. That'd only be a 25% chance of my game being over. Now, let's check. They've got a house key. They both had house keys. Now, I'm not sure. They're about to break that door. So there's... Oh, a bucket. That's useful. I can collect rainwater when the... So I've got this last door to deal with. It's so hard to actually hit his head. Or her head. Yeah, it was a her. Got a fork. Let's grab that. No, just grab. Check the bathroom real quick. There's food in the bathroom. Alright, now let's get out of this house. Make sure nothing's around me and go elsewhere. The zombies will eventually break that door. How to use generators. Oh, somebody put that in my mailbox. That is very useful. Let's check across the street. I did not check behind me before I looted, but that's fine. I'm pretty sure I was safe. There's one over there. There's one at that window. And some curtains in this house that I could move to mine. Before I go opening this window, let me check behind the house. Yep, there's one way over there. I don't like to get ambushed while I'm doing things. Alright, can't open that one. Did not get that guy's attention doing that. Oh, there's 2 over here. 3, 4. So let's go back and deal with the front. There was only 1 over at the front, if I recall. Looks like there might be 2. Yeah. I can lure this guy, because I'm pretty sure that's a guy, over here. Nope, that's a girl. Just let you come to me. Check these bodies. Now eventually I'm probably going to loot almost everything off of these bodies so that I can pile them up and burn them. Anything that's useful, actually. And clothing can be used to make bandages or sheet ropes. So it does have value. But I will be finding so much of it, it may not necessarily be needed. Oh, that door was open. Or window. So always close things behind you so zombies have to at least break through. And let's get some curtains. I'm probably going to get over encumbered here, but that's fine because that's how you build up strength moving around encumbered. It's not until you get heavily encumbered you start taking damage from it. Alright, let's just grab the Hunter magazine and come back for the... Well, yeah, let's grab the regular magazine. It's not that heavy. We can come back for a lot of this stuff as we need it. And right now my priority is curtains, a container, more weapons, and food. And things related to food, like cooking pots. I could really use a cooking pot. Oh, we got some frozen food. Let's grab all of this food. Lemon. Now I'm starting to get really encumbered. So I've got to be a little bit more selective. I don't remember if I have bowls, so let's grab the bowls and the empty mug. And let's grab all of this. There we go, empty cooking pot. Let's actually grab... Oh, now I'm heavily encumbered, though. I'm just going to go ahead and struggle with this stuff. Nothing in the oven. And tweezers and antidepressants. And let's grab this last curtain and book it back to my house. Yeah, I'm going to be taking some damage by being encumbered, but that's fine. Alright, now. He's about to start beating on my back door, I think. Let me put up this food and cooking supplies. The lemon. The ice cream. I'll let the pizza thaw in the fridge. That's probably going to be the first thing I eat. Oh yes, and the baking pans. Yeah, I didn't have any bowls. Let's put the bucket under there. Roasting pan. Let's fill up the cooking pot and put it in the oven. I probably need to change my bandage, but before I do that, I want to go ahead and get this cooking pot in the oven. Turn it on. So we're going to remove this bandage and put a fresh one on there, and then sterilize the others. First, we're going to clean that dirty one. Yeah, it should be hot enough. I can sterilize or disinfect all my rags. Now I can change this out for a sterile rag and then disinfect it because I haven't quite gotten it dirty yet. There we go. Got some clean rags, disinfected with boiling water. Let's put the tweezers. Actually, those will probably go in the fridge. I mean the bathroom. So we've got some dry goods to put on this counter. Yeah, I can fit quite a bit up there. Oh, I have a fork and a butter knife. And actually attach the letter opener to my other belt. Alright, I don't want him breaking down my door, but I don't want to have to kill him inside, so... No, don't hit the door. We're going to shove him down and then lure him outside. In theory. There we go. Now let's get outside. Because I want him to follow me out here. I don't want to have to kill anybody in my house because then I'd have to move them out and clean it. Get off me. Alright, oops, clear. Alright, let's go through all of these corpses, see if I can't find some matches, because I need a cigarette. I got one more coming up, and then another one over there. Another one at the road. None close by. Got time to check him? Yep. Alright, they're coming from two directions. I don't like that. So I want to try and get them all the same direction from me. Oh, thank you, guy with a backpack. Preserve my wrench a little bit now that the immediate danger is gone. Looks clear for now. I'm gonna have to move these corpses eventually. Am I the only smoker in this town? Come on, people. Alright, let's finish putting some stuff up. Add a sheet to this. And add sheets to this side. I think this is my last sheet. And I've got one more window that needs to be covered. Alright, do I have anything that would go in here? I'll put the wristwatch. Why is the duffel bag not on my back? Probably because I moved too quickly. Nothing else to stick in here, I don't think. Oh, that jacket is bloody. Let me wash this jacket. Actually, how much of my clothing is bloody? The jacket and the shoes. Let's wash the shoes. The jacket. Now, did I wash the correct shoes? No, I did not. Let's wash the other shoes. Yeah, because bloody items can help cause infections if you've got wounds underneath them. Now, even though this is wet, I'm going to go ahead and wear it. What else did I have to put up? Some junk in the bedroom. No, I guess I didn't have junk for this bedroom. And I need to do something with those chairs so it's not blocking my path. Alright. Tweezers. Antidepressants. Some magazines and stuff. I know I could go ahead and read these, but I don't really need the time to do, want to take the time to do that right now, since my priority is still finding some bare essentials. And did I just put those in the wrong cabinet? Yes, I did. Yeah, I need to keep going out there, especially now that I've got a backpack. Alright, this side is footwear. Put some spare shoes in there, because all this stomping is going to be doing some wear and tear on my shoes. Alright, let's go ahead and put up the cigarettes and the clean rags. And go check for more stuff. And make sure we thin out some zombies around our house. It's going to take them a while to migrate this way or respawn. So I really want the area around my house fairly secure. Started in a pretty good neighborhood, it appears. I'm not exactly sure where I am. Like I said, I don't perfectly remember the map. I think up this way somewhere, yeah, up that road, I think will lead to the house in the tutorial with Bald Spot and Kate. Alright, we got a handful of zombies around the back of my house. A couple milling up this road. Need to thin out. Looks like they finally got that door. So that means I can actually, since I can get keys to that lock probably, I can take that doorknob and make a door I've got a key to. The locking doors really doesn't matter much in solo player. Zombies don't use doors, and like I said, NPCs, if they are still enabled, were pretty stupid and died pretty easy. I need to check behind me. Stay down. You can already start to hear the flies. Credit card. Fork. I don't need to collect a lot of silverware because it's not really useful until later in the game when your skill with certain items is better. Mainly the short blades. Alright, I want to check this house. Does that guy have a cowboy hat? Time to move. I knew there was another one sneaking up behind me. There we go. Even though it's not black, I'll wear a cowboy hat. This looks neat. That guy just got distracted on a door or window, it sounds like. Is that a black leather jacket? Yes, it is. Alright, got two over there, one on this back side. Nope, here she comes. None coming up behind me. Still no matches or lighter. Or did I see somebody with a lighter and miss it? I can't remember. Had to kill that one quick because I know this other one's going to come in. I didn't check this corpse, did I? No. I'll leave you in that room. That window's broken. Another black digital watch. I'll grab that hiking bag. I actually need to make sure my loot's going in there. Alright, I don't have a saucepan yet. These timers could be useful to lure them around, I think. Gotta keep an ear out for any sneaking up behind me. I need the sponges, actually. It helps clean... I didn't mean to loot all, but it'll work. That helps clean out things. Is that everything? Except for a sheet of paper and some other junk. Alright, he's working on that door. I'll just take all of this stuff and these curtains. Because I needed one more sheet. Now he's in that room beating on that door, I think. Yep, I can leave him for now. One of them made it into the fortified house again. I'm mainly worried about ones milling about my house at this point. I'm starting to get hungry and thirsty. I still haven't found a water bottle. Alright. I do have some food to stick up. Thought I had more. Let's eat some ice cream. And then drink. And clean my rag. Alright. This is where we'll put the empty paper and the pens. This is where the canned goods go. Is that garbage bag empty? Alright, we'll stick it under the sink. I didn't really mean to grab it, but since I got it, that gives me something to pile broken crap into when I'm getting ready to get rid of it. Saucepan goes in which one of these? Is it this one? Yes. So I've got beginner, intermediate, and... No, intermediate, I don't... It's not beginner mechanics I have. Okay, I got it. Put the paper clip in here. I'll put the hiking bag is 2070, and the duffel bag is 1865. So actually, let's equip the duffel bag as a secondary and put the hiking bag on our back because it's better. And then put everything we've got in the duffel bag in the hiking bag, and put the duffel bag in the hiking bag just in case we need to carry more stuff later. Put our last sheet up, and this clothes. Yeah, you can see I got some blood on that window already. Alright, so I have an extra leather jacket. There we go. Gotten a little bit done. Not much. Oh, I got 2 sponges. Let's put them under the kitchen sink, I think. Yeah, with sponges and bleach, you can clean blood out of areas. I can still go back out because I still haven't found any matches. Let's make sure nothing's immediately outside. Let's see if we can't check another house down here. Well, there's a lot of zombies around that house. There's a lot of zombies milling this way in general. I just need to start thinning some out. So like I said, right now, for the next 3 months, they're kind of finite. So I could end up securing places. I'm not sure which one I'm stomping on. Alright, we got 3 bodies here. Do any of you have matches? You've got medical mask and a hand fork. Let's actually grab these. I don't know if the medical mask is going to be useful. Actually, let's take all the medical clothing off of that one. Never know if I want to dress somebody up like a doctor. You've got something sticking in your back. Scissors. Grab those. Alright, let's see if we can't clean out the rest on this little road here. And get... Oh, that's Cortman Medical. Well, that's a really good place to be close to. That guy actually didn't hear me kill his buddy. He's got a stake in him. Yeah, because now I can definitely make sure I get like sutures and disinfectant and some decent medical supplies. Which reminds me, I just realized my wound is in my groin. One of them cut me on the groin. Another stake. Somebody was fighting these guys. They've had scissors and stakes. Hoodie. What's this other guy got? Nothing. Come on, one of you guys has got to be another smoker. Let's take out some of the ones in front of the medical place. That looks like a doctor. Yep, medical coat. Grab it real quick. Oh, too late. You knocked my hat off. scissors. Yeah, these, when I break this pipe wrench, I'm going to need a lot of weaponry to kind of replace it. Alright, grab that medical coat, and then I want my hat back. Oh, they got a hit on me because I turned slightly. Whiffed that. Stay down, woman. What did I get? I got bitten. Alright. That would be the end of the game in a default game, because that would be 100% chance of an infection that will kill me in 3 days. Now, I want my hat back. Well, it wasn't my hat to begin with, honestly, but I want it back. Alright, let's see if we can't get into the medical place. Hey, you. Are this not a lootable desk? Apparently not. Nothing in there. Here are what I'm looking for. Loot everything. This is a medical place. Everything is going to be useful. And check behind you. Moron. Scalpel. Suture needle. Still no matches. One of these doors has got stuff behind it. It's apparently the other one. There's a guy right behind me and I almost didn't notice him. Still no matches. Alright, let's just loot everything. Actual bandages. Vitamins, sleeping tablets. Alright, that's actually a pretty good haul that should keep me going for a bit. Let's just sneak out the back, since stuff is beating around on the front. If I can avoid getting caught up on this little stool that should just simply roll out of my way. Take care of this guy. Girl. Did I knock her hair off, or was she wearing a beret? We'll lose that guy. He'll forget which way I went when he can't see me anymore. I still haven't found anything to smoke a cigarette with. I wonder if I can turn on the oven and light a cigarette from like a burner or something. Let's clean our rag. turn on the stove. Can I smoke? Where'd I put the cigarettes? Are they still in my core inventory? Where are my cigarettes? There they are. Need a lighter or matches. Can't do it with just, to disinfect all my bandages. And all my rags. Now that's going to use up quite a bit of the water I got in here, so I'll probably end up refilling this when I'm done. Might use up all my water. All right. Starting to get depressed because I can't find cigarettes. Alright, we put all my sterilized stuff back in the backpack. Let's grab anything in here we've got that's bloody, so we can wash all of this stuff. Wash myself off and all my clothes. Now I could do this faster with soap, but you can wash without soap. Now I wondered, there was actually a cannibalism mod at one point. Of course, it pretty much guaranteed if you tried eating a zombie you were going to die, but unless you had infection turned off, because you were going to get it from there. I'm wondering if anybody has made it to where you can make soap from human bodies. Considering most soap is made from some form of animal fat. Alright, what do I have to put up? I have a lot of stuff for the bathroom. Some books. I can put the scissors here for now. They would go in the third one. Yes. Actually, I'll put the stakes in here too. Actually, I may put the letter opener in there. Where is it? There it is. And equip one of the stakes, whichever one has more durability, as a backup weapon. Alright, let's... didn't have any food, did I? No. Got some books. I am apparently got an infection. I'm starting to get queasy. Let's put the hand fork in here. Alright, what can we stick here? Well, we don't need that many antidepressants, so let's put all of them... Actually, I'll grab one of them since I'm starting to get depressed. Whichever one is almost empty. The top one. Grab that. The beta blockers, I'll put all of them up and then grab one. Same for the painkillers. That one. Sleeping tablets, same way. I'll carry one of them on me. I'd like to get like a fanny pack to put some of this stuff in. Alright, so I've got rags and bandages. I'll actually put up the bandages. I'll put up the, let's see, the vitamins. Yeah, I've got one that's almost used up. I'll do the same thing with it. Just grab one of them. I'll put the scalpels in here. I've got a set of tweezers in there, but I'll keep one and some suture needles on me. I will need thread. I can get that from tearing up clothes. Oh, I have bottles of disinfectant. Okay, so I can disinfect my wounds. Let's just keep one of them. Now, let's see which of these wounds is infected. Or let's just disinfect it. Oh, we got alcohol wipes too. Let's use up the adhesive bandages on these things. I think they're considered sterile. Alright, so I have a couple of sterilized rags I can put in there. Put the alcohol wipes back. Do I have more alcohol wipes? No. I'll actually keep the alcohol wipes instead of the bottle of disinfectant. Now I've got some clothes to put up. This isn't where I put up clothes. Do I have any other junk? Nope. Just the clothes for now. Yeah, I could dress like a doctor if I wanted to. Alright, so I'm agitated, I'm feeling a little sad, I'm bored, I'm queasy. I actually did not find any antibiotics, I just realized. So let's take some antidepressants and some pain pills. See if we can't sleep now, because sleeping will improve your healing rate while you're asleep. I'm a nervous wreck again. I did deal with my depression a little bit. We're going to disinfect that again before putting an adhesive bandage back on it. And we'll call this our first episode. Didn't get as much done as I would have liked. Didn't find matches or a lighter, unfortunately, to be able to grab. I did find cigarettes. I am glad about that. I got a fairly decent weapon starting out. That pipe wrench has done me fairly good. and I was close to the medical place, so I'm set for medical supplies, which is nice. But yeah, we'll call this an episode. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.